Well, what if I already hit record?
Ugh.
So now, wait, do you have?
Oh yeah, so you hit record, so now I have to.
Well, not
now
yet.
I have to make my reveal.
No, not yet, because it's a disaster hour. So we just kind of ease into it as my eyes just continually water. So I also have some viewers or something. I tweeted the link if you guys want to retweet it or something.
I cannot see anything.
What? Neither can I. Everything. I feel like I'm having a stroke or something. And for the podcast listener, you're missing out on a hell of a visual treat here. Well, at least with me and Jordan, we're not sure about Shane.
Oh God. Okay, there we go. Let's see. We are. Are we live yet?
Yeah, we're live, guys. I might be allergic to this mask.
I think I typed correctly. All right, there we go. Whew.
Woo-hoo.
Phew.
Oh, gosh,
right.
I'm getting so many notifications, and it's you guys.
Ready for this?
Oh, wait.
All right.
Okay, I guess we should just make it aware that we are in fact wearing costumes because it's the Halloween episode. So
It's the Halloween disaster hour.
It is the Halloween disaster hour. So here we go. We're gonna get a big reveal on an audio podcast from Shayna.
Okay. 3, 2,
It's not gonna
1.
work. There's nothing.
Yes! I'm making me a nerd!
Oh my God. I'm so mad that he wasn't here for that.
I know, it was so sad when I saw that text message. He ruined my life. Like, I even, can you see I have a helicopter on my arm?
Just like his middle name, and a tank top.
I have a tank top. I have a tribal band.
Oh.
I have a beard. I can't breathe. I have a helicopter. But I forgot my tape measure.
That's amazing.
Here, I've got one you can borrow, but I can't see it right now. So
I really can't breathe or drink anything, so that's sad.
Hold on a second, guys.
Wait.
Hold on. I don't think I can go on with my Halloween costume. I gotta take it off.
Party pooper.
Okay,
I'm trying to drink in my beard,
Wait,
and you can't even keep your mask on.
What?
Son of a Jordan.
What?
One of us is gonna have to change.
What do you mean?
We can't both be Batman.
Wait, this is how I normally dress.
You don't go out in public as Batman.
No, I do. Like, have you ever heard for the dress for the job you want?
Not the job you have.
Well, then explain Shayna. Okay, Jordan.
Helicopter repairman, apparently.
Well, clearly I want to be Joshua Helicopter Hash. Clearly.
There's only one way to settle this, Jordan. See, I can drink out of mine.
What's that?
You can't. We have to do a Batman voice off.
Okay.
Ready?
Wait, which Batman?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, first of all, hold on, guys. Before we do the Batman voice off, I did want to specify that I'm not actually Batman. Because Batman only uses the fear of one bat to strike fear into the hearts of his enemies. I like to think I use the fear of multiple bats. I'm Batsman. He does not go all out for it. This is really burning my eyes. Okay, voice off. Ready? Jordan, go.
All right. I need a line. What one line should I say?
I don't know. I'm Batman.
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?
I like it.
Man, I wish I would have gone first, because now I'm laughing. Where is she? That hurts. How did he do that for a whole movie or 3?
Years of practice.
You can't just.
And then I'm all like, "Oh, hey guys, I'm Josh."
What would Josh sound like doing Batman? That's right. No,
fucking Batman or something.
I guess that is what he would sound like doing Batman.
Probably.
Oh, Morty.
Wubba dub dub. It's my catchphrase.
That's the way the news goes.
This is the best disaster hour ever.
All right, hold on a second.
Jordan took his earbuds out. Quick, Shane and Josh, let's talk shit about him.
Yeah, so Jordan.
Oh, God.
Totally awesome guy.
Yeah, he's back now. He has his earbuds on.
Yeah, he's back.
What's up?
I don't know, but this is really making my eyes water. There's got to be a class action lawsuit against these Batman masks. Masks.
Why are you continuing to wear it?
Because it is the Halloween disaster hour. Why aren't you continuing to wear yours?
Because it was making my eyes water.
I said dress up, and Jordan didn't follow directions.
Well, technically, I did see Jordan dressed up. You did not
find
a time limit on it. That is not where mustaches go, Shayna Josh.
Yeah, but I can't drink with a mustache.
Guys, I have a question.
In this normal space. Yeah.
I have questions and comments already. I don't know if this is some, elaborate ruse, because I honestly don't know if Shayna is here dressed up as Josh, or if Josh is here dressed up as Shayna.
Well, let's just see how annoying I get.
That'll
settle that idea.
Which one of you is annoying?
Oh my God, Jake.
Maybe I'm the annoying one. Did you ever think that?
Batsman.
I'm Batsman. Nothing? Okay, fine. You know what? That's Batsman. Let me just wear it like this. Can I just do this? Okay, this is... We have 2 viewers, guys, so...
All right.
Yeah, guys, some viewers. You're welcome.
A show for them. And here we go with the Mutineer Disaster Hour. This is probably the wrong time to be like, oh, here we go.
Hi, Annie.
Hey, girl, hey.
Hi. Man, this thing.
I'm not drinking beer, so I won't burp. Hey, Annie.
Like, this made my eyes water and it made my nose run. What is up with this mask? Hold on.
Jake is allergic to Batman.
Made from 100% uncut Bolivian cocaine.
Oh.
That explains it.
You could probably sell that.
It was only $8. So I don't know what the street value of Batman's masks are.
Hold on, let me check.
Do you want to know what the street value of this beard is?
9 units.
Actually, it was 9.75 units.
It is disturbing me the way you're petting Josh's beard.
But just look at it. It's so glorious.
I am looking at okay. Last week or the week before, I can't remember. Josh licked his beard.
Oh, here we go.
Oh gosh.
Nah.
See, now I'm just convinced that it's Josh dressed up as Shayna. So fantastic Shayna impression, Josh. You're not fooling anybody. Where is Shayna? Is she dead?
Maybe. She dies every week.
Such a Josh answer. Typical Josh.
Typical Josh.
Okay, always trying to kill Shayna.
Always.
No, it's not Josh.
Oh, okay, so it is Shayna. See, you broke it.
It's Jake that tries to kill me.
There is no proof of that at all.
Mm-hmm.
No.
In this episode.
Tons of proof. I can't breathe in this thing.
No one. We all picked terrible costumes.
Oh, now look at this though. Now I look like I'm Amish.
You do.
Now I'm Amish, Josh.
Oh no, I got a funny Snapchat from Annie, but my phone was on mute, so I couldn't hear it. So, oh well. But she was also wearing a Batman mask, so.
So what? Shayna's on mute. Yeah.
Yeah, I was coughing.
Oh, that was very
Allergies.
considerate of you.
Thanks.
I like how we all picked Halloween costumes where 5 minutes later we were like, nope.
Yeah, I
can't breathe.
I considered
I think I'm allergic to Josh. I can't breathe.
Yeah, none of us could breathe in our costumes. What, guys? Are we? Here's the question I need to ask: are we too old for Halloween?
You shut your face.
Shut your filthy mouth, Jacob.
I was just saying. I don't agree with it, but eventually we just have to come to terms.
Nope.
But, all right, we're not too old for Halloween.
Nope.
Maybe we're just. Maybe me and Jordan are just allergic to small flying mammals, and Shane is allergic to beard hair.
I'm allergic to
doesn't
Josh.
Shana's husband have a beard?
Yeah, not a big one.
Okay.
All right, so Shayna's husband does not have a big one. Let's get it right into Halloween, guys.
All right. That is at I Gots the Redhead.
So congratulate him on Twitter.
He'll thank us tomorrow.
Oh, I don't know what that. I don't like what that is.
Okay.
All right. Moving on. Man, we really appropriately named the disaster hours, didn't we?
Oh yeah, this is the entire point. So like on Twitter, when we're like, we're gonna do a disaster hour. I don't know, like that should give people the exact expectation of what they should be expecting.
It's not just a clever name; it's an accurate name.
Yeah, it's like more of a disaster than usual.
What? George just looked confused. No, I meant when I said
no. This is how I always look. I always look.
Just perpetual confusion. So, okay, we got our costumes covered. Let's roll right into the next topic, which there are none because it's a disaster hour, where the topic is Halloween because it is that time of year. So, what do we want to start with? We got like movies, we got spook houses, we got candy.
Man, it actually got nice and chilly around our area today too. So
I love
it. Was cold.
It only took forever for it to start cooling off.
What is cold to you?
Well, yesterday it was a nice muggy 85 degrees all day, and right now it is a nice crisp 51 degrees outside.
Yeah, it's such a change. Hence the reason I'm congested and I sound like death.
You sound like Josh.
Oh, yeah, sound like Josh.
Okay. Josh sounds like death, which is apparently where Josh is tonight. Or Shayna.
Jerry's still out.
We're not sure who I am.
Who's Jerry?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, they're out, though.
Okay.
Jerry, get back here.
Get back in here, Jerry.
So 51 degrees is cold. And
yeah, my toes are cold. I'm cold.
But like it's a good time to get colder because Halloween isn't supposed to be a hot, muggy holiday.
Should be.
Nope, it should not.
No, Shayna, that's not. That's like saying.
That's why I want to move to Florida.
Oh God,
almost there. All the time.
That would be the worst.
That would be the best. You can visit me there, Jordan.
He
doesn't even visit you where you are, and you're down the street.
Yeah.
I know, right?
I never get invites.
Neither do
I don't get invites either. We're gonna have this fight again.
Oh my gosh,
I don't
guys,
do anything. Like I don't have get-togethers at my house. Like,
why are we fighting already?
My driveway only allows 2 cars to be in it at the same time, and it's only a single car driveway.
Well, I have a very large driveway, so bring all the cars.
All of them?
All of them. Bring them all.
I have a car.
Come on, Jake. Bring your car.
I'll pick up Jordan, and we'll come over. No, we won't.
Sounds like a plan.
I mean, let's see. If you leave now, you can be here by Thursday.
What happens Thursday?
I don't know.
Hey, I think I'm off Thursday. That'll work.
Wait, hold on. One time me and Josh did make that trip in 48 hours, and never again. It's from Miami to here, 48 hours. We thought we could.
No, thanks.
That's a long drive.
I got home and threw up. Like it was so taxing.
Oh my God, rightfully so.
Yeah, so that's very much like Halloween, which we're going to get into in the next hour.
Right now. But first, a word from our sponsor.
But first, I want to know, does Josh sweat a lot? Because his beard is hot.
Well, he lives in Florida, so let's just assume he does sweat.
Is he like super sweaty? Because I feel sweaty.
Like, I bet he just wrings out his beard. Ew. Okay, Shayna, you put the most work into this episode, and by that I mean you put the only amount of work into this episode.
Fair.
What was your question? Like you did candy. Here's Shayna or Josh to tell us about candy.
Yeah, so we did a Twitter question about what people liked for Halloween candy, and you guys disappointed us. We didn't get very many answers. So you let me down.
Everybody hates candy. See, we are too old for Halloween, Jordan.
No, we're not too old. We just don't.
I've been eating
have any listeners.
I don't understand.
I do have a candy question as soon as Shayna finishes up. Not that I'm rushing you, just I'm telling you guys. I'm pulling a Jordan. I have a story at the end of the episode.
I have a story at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, but go ahead, Shayna.
Yeah, so we did the question here on the Twitter, and from what I gathered, everybody wants either Reese's in some version or Twix.
Mm-hmm.
These are
pretty much what I heard.
Like, I'm pretty sure that was just Safari Mike's answer.
Well, no. He was actually bing bing. He won. He was the first answer, but there were a lot of other answers that said various forms of Reese's Cups and Twix bars and Kit Kats, and there were a few others sprinkled in, but yeah.
Well, I mean, Reese's peanut butter cups
Reese's
taste better whenever they're in the shape of jack-o'-lanterns.
Or eggs.
No, they taste better when they're Easter bunnies.
No,
those are the ones that look like.
I disagree.
No, Easter bunnies.
Ooh, you know what I like?
Dicks.
Dicks. Yes.
Well.
What do you like?
Well, there goes that segment.
I was really just thinking about signing off right then and there. Just good night, everybody. No, the Cadbury Scream Eggs.
Scream Eggs? I didn't know that was a thing.
So instead of the yellow inside of the Cadbury cream egg, they make it green for Halloween. Tastes the same. So,
because I love Cadbury cream eggs, but you can't eat more than 2 or else you'll just hate life forever.
Yeah, but
those are so gross. But
they're delicious.
What? No, Shannon, they are amazing.
Yeah, I don't like them.
But guys, straight from the writer's room here, I just got a list of the most popular Halloween candy in each state.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you people make me sick.
wait.
What did we do?
Wait, hold on. What do you mean by you people?
Georgians.
What did we do?
Would you like to guess what your most popular Halloween candy is to hand out in Georgia?
Oh, God. Is it that awful orange and black wrapped candy?
No, it's not. But we're talking like maybe a step and a half above that.
Candy corn?
I'm going to guess no.
What is
Smarties.
wrong with candy corn?
Smarties.
You're getting closer.
Sweet tarts?
No.
Sixlets.
Sixlets are delicious.
I know, they're delicious.
One time when I was 3, I stuck a sixlet up my nose and I couldn't get it out.
Were you like, you remember the episode of Pete and Pete where he got the president stuck in his nose? Did you ever watch that show?
Remember? Yeah.
And he had the president stuck in his nose and he couldn't get it out.
Like, I vaguely remember.
And now I'm sticking my fingers in my nose because I'm dumb.
It's okay. This is an international internet radio show. Everybody saw that.
Everybody's looking.
Anyway, let me just get to this and see what you guys think. Like, I don't mind these, but the fact that this is the most popular candy in Georgia to hand out, it's Pixie Sticks.
Oh, no, I get that. Yeah.
Why Pixie Sticks?
Because rednecks.
No, there's no sugar in there.
What?
Really?
What?
Do you say there's
Really,
no sugar?
Jordan?
Did you ever see that Simpsons episode?
No.
There's a
Apparently
Simpsons
not.
episode where it turns out that the Simpsons were camping right next to the Flanders. The Flanderses? Flanderses? Flanderses.
Flanders.
Flanderson.
Flanderson. Flansen.
Phalanges.
And Bart was hanging out with Rod and Todd in the woods, and Bart's like, "Hey, do you guys want a pixie stick?" And one of them says, "Oh, we're not allowed to have any candy with sugar in it." And Bart goes, "Oh, well, there's no sugar in pixie sticks." And then they believe him, so they're like, "Oh, okay." So they like both take a hit of pixie sticks, and Rod and Todd like start like freaking out and like having some kind of like psychedelic experience.
But there's straight sugar.
Yeah, it's all sugar and artificial color.
So to cover for Josh, Florida's #1 candy to hang out with on the weekends because it's a cool guy. Is
that Bolivian cocaine?
Alligators.
No, it's I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say this is better than Pixie Sticks. Keeping in mind I have not scrolled down to Ohio or Utah. I'm just gonna cover all of us here. But Florida has the Nestle Crunch Bar, and I'm fine with that.
Okay.
No, that's a good one. Good
Like when I was
choice.
little,
What was that?
Shayna fidgeting.
I am. I'm Josh. I'm sorry.
You're doing a good Josh. You do Josh very well.
I really am. Look at me. I have a tattoo.
Can I just say how impressed I am with how much work you put into Josh? Josh doesn't even put that much work into him.
I mean, it only took me 5 minutes. I have a tattoo and a beard.
So does Josh. So, yeah, Nestle Crunch Bar for Florida. That's...
And now I kind of wish I had my own beard because this is fun.
I'm scrolling through the... Like, okay, Kansas is weird. I know none of us are from Kansas, but... Twizzlers.
Oh, I love Twizzlers.
Yeah, I'm in.
Okay, here's the question: Twizzlers,
Twizzlers.
or Red Vines?
Twizzler.
See,
hands down, no question.
Hands down, the Twizzler pants. I am like.
Oh, nobody said down the pants.
Yeah, because you didn't finish the sentence. I was just finishing it for you. Like, I'm in the camp of. It's situational. I really like Twizzlers and I really like Red Vines.
I don't know. I feel like it's one of those
Down
things
your
where
pants.
it's like a Coke versus Pepsi. Like if you go to a certain place, they have one or the other, and you just have to deal with whatever they have. It's like, hey, I want Dr. Pepper. Is Mr. Pibb okay?
Yeah.
And that's when you say,
Red
no,
Vines.
give me a beer.
Yeah, when you're like, I want a rum and Coke, and they're like, is Pepsi okay? And you're like, I guess. They give you a Coke and Pepsi.
That's weird.
Yeah, no.
Okay, Louisiana, Jordan's home state,
Yeah.
What?
knows their shit. Because their #1 candy to hand out on Halloween is... I'll give you a guess. Just one guess.
I'm gonna go with
Butterfingers.
No.
Starburst.
No. Swedish Fish.
Okay, I was close.
Really?
Yeah.
For Halloween?
I'm guessing, they're big into the fish down there. I don't know. I'm making shit up. So this is like the fishiest candy they could get their hands on.
It's kind of
Oh
weird.
my hell, Maryland? No, gross.
Wait,
What's
what's
Maryland?
Maryland?
Quick.
Damn it. Almond Joy.
Mm.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
Yeah, but no. That's like when you get a bag of candy. No, that is always at the bottom of the bowl because no one else wants to eat Almond Joys.
Yeah, even better for me because I do. So I get them all.
I can't abide by this.
Yes, I'm gonna lose my voice.
What?
New Hampshire Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Tootsie Rolls. It's true.
They're okay, but they're too tough.
What about, you said Ohio and Utah?
I'm getting there, but I'm just being distracted by like these other states having like Tootsie Rolls as their number one. So, New Jersey though, Sour Patch Kids. I love Sour Patch Kids, which it's kind of like Captain Crunch, where I argue that it's the best cereal by default. It might be the best candy by default because it, just like Captain Crunch, it shreds the shit out of your mouth and makes your gums bleed or your tongue.
It's terrible. It rips your face off.
It does, but we keep eating it. Like, if something else ripped up your face like that, I don't think we would keep eating it. Like, if Tootsie Rolls just ripped holes in your tongue.
Yeah, you would say, no, thank you.
Right? Oh, shit. Yep. New York Sweet Tarts.
I like a sweet tart.
Not for the... Ooh, hey, North Dakota Sour Patch Kids, too. It's so weird. Okay, guys, how do you feel about candy corn? I need to know.
I love candy corn.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love it.
I like it.
We are one. We all like candy corn. Candy corn is for winners. Okay, how do you feel about candy corn during other holidays, though? Because now they're like sneaking in Easter candy corn.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they're like pastel colors. They're like pink and blue and stuff. And I won't stand for it.
I like the flavored candy corn.
Aren't they all flavored?
Like the caramel. Yeah, they have flavors like caramel apple
and
s'mores.
Like candy corn is.
Yeah, but I was about to say, like, does that make it candy corn though? Like, I thought candy corn was a candy and a flavor.
Yeah, but they give it different flavors.
But is it candy corn though?
Well, it's like marshmallows. You know, you can have a marshmallow, but you can also have chocolate marshmallows or the pink marshmallows, because pink is a flavor, not a color.
Yes, pink is flavor.
Like, what's everyone's favorite Starburst flavor?
Pink.
Orange.
Pink.
Duh. Ew, orange, Jordan.
Wait,
who the hell
you picked the one
you?
thing that is a flavor and a color. Like, how dare you?
Well, you asked what everyone's favorite flavor was, so I said orange.
Is that
and
your
the
favorite
answer?
Starburst flavor?
It
is.
No, it's
the answer is
it's pink.
Jordan.
No, it's not.
What? No, we just agreed on candy corn. You can't just change your answer to orange on Starburst.
The answer is always pink.
That is not true.
All right, what's your favorite color of candy corn?
Oh no, what's your favorite
it's
Skittle?
It's a three-way tie between yellow, orange, and white.
Jordan, what's your favorite Skittle?
What's your favorite flavor of Neapolitan ice cream?
I tend to like the orange flavor of everything, for the most part.
God damn it!
With the exception of Sweet Tarts, that goes blue.
Nope, your favorite Skittle should be red.
No,
red.
That's actually
red
not
is at
one
the
of my
top.
favorites
It goes red,
at all.
purple, orange, yellow, green.
No, purple.
And you have to group them together.
Flavor of anything,
especially popsicles. But no, if you ask me what my favorite.
I love grape popsicles.
Oh, that's not a grape. That doesn't. It's not what grape tastes like.
But you know, my favorite is banana popsicles.
Those are good.
Yes.
You're both wrong. Fudgicles.
Yes.
You say fudgicles?
Banana popsicles.
Yep. Fudgicles are also good. So, just basically anything that's not grape.
And then we could put them together and be like a chocolate covered banana.
Or you can get a chocolate covered banana.
Yeah.
Man, I was just going to say something like 2 minutes ago because we were, Skittles. Like, if you asked me what my favorite Skittle flavor is, I wouldn't know because I eat Skittles like this.
You don't group them?
No, I don't group them. Who has time to group Skittles? They're Skittles.
I group them.
In my mind, they all just taste the same. Well, however,
they probably do all taste the same.
No, they don't.
Like, I don't think
they don't.
Like, Starburst tastes different, but I think
Skittles taste different too.
Okay,
They have their own personalities.
We need to do a blind taste test where we blindfold a homeless guy and see how far he walks, and then we just take his stuff and run.
Or we could just blindfold Josh and make him eat Skittles.
I don't know. Words just started.
That proposed test escalated pretty quickly.
And I just hope he has Skittles.
So we were talking about Halloween candy at some point.
Oh, right. So Ohio, so far of the ones we've gone through so far that we're from, I vote is winning because it's Milky Way, which is one of my favorite candy bars.
Yep, that's a good one.
Because Milky Way is a Snickers.
I like caramel.
We got a lot of Milky Way minis from the Halloween party at Magic Kingdom.
Do they still say fun size? Because I hate the term fun size.
I can't remember.
If they just go with mini.
Why do you hate fun size?
No, I think the one I got said like mini because they were the really tiny ones.
Because this is not fun size. Fun size should be like
gigantic?
Yeah, that's fun. This isn't fun.
Like big like my tattoo?
You guys still talking about candy?
Oh, look, it's so fun. Jordan just
stop making me laugh. I'm sweating. Sweating in this beard.
That sounds like a personal issue. And I feel like there's doctors for that. So then we scroll down to Utah, and I don't know what happened with Utah. This is weird, but also I like this candy, but it's not my favorite. And it is Nerds.
Oh, I like Nerds.
Yeah, Nerds are good, but
yeah,
like, I don't know. I tend to go for more of the chocolate soft fare, like Milky Ways or Crunch Bars.
Mm-hmm.
Crunch is soft. But
oh, Rolos. How do you guys feel about Rolos?
I love Rolos.
Yes.
Like Rolos.
I like Rolos and I like the caramellos.
Putting this out there, I'm a big fan of the Reese's Big Cup with Reese's Pieces inside of them.
Reese's Pieces are my favorite candies ever.
It's a good one.
I have not had
movie candy.
It's a good movie candy. I tend to go for that, or Sour Patch Kids, or I sneak gummy bears in because my theater doesn't sell them.
I've done that many times.
Yeah, well, I don't want to pay.
That's why you need a movie purse.
Hold on. This is important. What brand of gummy bear?
I usually go for Haribo. If that's not available, I go Black Forest. Anything else, I will not.
Okay, you passed the gummy bear
anything
test.
below Black Forest. No,
yeah, Trolley?
You're dead to me.
GTFO. Get out of here, Trolley.
I don't know. Like, if my number 3 is the Public Store brand gummy bear.
Really?
I haven't tried those yet.
They make a good gummy bear.
See, I was just about to rag on the generic orange bags you find at gas stations. Like, look, here are gummy snacks.
Nope, no, gummy bears. Yep, gummy bears at Publix.
But really, is there anything better than Haribo?
No.
No.
Like, they are the kings of the gummies. So
we had a tradition when I was a big nerd in high school and theater, and before you started every show, you had to swallow a gummy bear.
Oof.
Yeah, you had to swallow a gummy bear. So we all swallowed Haribo gummy bears.
Like whole?
Yeah.
Take it like a pill.
Yeah, you all stood around, you gave each other a pep talk, and then you swallowed a gummy bear.
We did not do this in theater at all.
I didn't take theater.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I was just okay. Did you take like history?
Yes.
Like a nerd?
Yeah, I did. Shut up.
Taking those required classes.
Don't talk to me.
All my electives were art classes.
Don't talk to me.
Mine were too.
Wait, we're getting off topic here.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at all this hair.
Huh?
What if I really had this?
I would say things that don't. Are you cuddling with it? Did anyone else?
I think so.
That was weird.
It's kind of comfy.
It's like that episode of Dexter's Laboratory when Dexter gives himself a beard, but the beard has a mind of its own and starts fighting crime.
This is such a good show.
Oh man, I like to think that Dexter's Laboratory and Dexter were the same show, just years apart. Like he grew up and became a serial killer.
But look, I have a built-in pillow.
So does Josh. So do other people. I don't know, people with built-in pillows.
Yeah, but I don't think Josh's beard is as soft.
All right, so
I condition it.
Everyone who's snuggled up to Josh's beard, raise your hand.
Okay, somebody tell me, is
Don't be
Josh's
shy.
beard this soft? Because this is really nice.
I can't remember the last time I saw.
Hey,
Josh.
you know what? Send us a tweet. Is Josh's beard really this soft? Yes or no?
Hashtag. Is Josh's beard really this soft? Yes or no?
Hashtag soft beard.
Before we get away from Halloween candy, can we go through like the worst candy, which Jordan already named
Yes.
one, which is those black and orange wrapped.
Oh,
Yeah, those are disgusting.
No, I said grape Skittles.
Yeah, but no one just hands out grape Skittles. It's sadistic. Like,
have you guys actually had that candy that's wrapped?
No.
Orange, black wrap. Like, I haven't either.
I've unwrapped it.
never
The
eaten it.
consistency freaks me out. Like, you can tell in the wrapper, it's like this, and it's like that weird beige color.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever eaten that.
And no one's clamoring for it. Who's buying it?
Old people. Like,
They should,
Yeah, it's really gross.
like if you're over the age of 60, then I
old-
think that's just the stuff you buy.
Old people have a candy, and it's Werther's Original, and I like Werther's Originals.
Yes.
Hand those
I
out.
love a Werther's.
No one wants your weird peanut buttery beige generic shit.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Man, if we had
think they're
episode titles,
called,
that would be it.
No, and hold on. Like, I don't
Mary
even see
Jane's
that
or
in
something.
stores. Like, whenever I go up and down the Halloween candy aisle, I don't even see that kind of candy. Like, where are they getting it from?
I don't know. The bottom shelf? Did you check the bottom shelf?
I checked all the shelves. Man,
So, past
I
that.
need to find this out. That's going to be my goal for the next week.
All right, so because next week we're going to do another Halloween episode, but Disney Halloween episode. But
Okay.
we will get a full report on where the hell this candy is. So a step above
Yeah.
that, though, are circus peanuts. Have you ever had a circus peanut?
No.
Neither have I, but I find them. And then we got like Necco wafers.
Oh, those things are so gross.
I
I've
feel
had
like
those.
they don't make Necco wafers, and they haven't made them for
Jordan?
like 50 years, but they still sell them because nobody's buying them.
They do still
I
sell
bet-
them.
No,
I bet
they still
Jordan
sell
likes
them,
them.
but nobody makes them. Like they're just sitting on store shelves, and they have not been in production for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Jordan, do you like them?
I don't know. Like, I haven't had one in years.
Okay. Well, I was gonna
Probably
say,
not.
it's a Cajun thing, but yeah.
Really?
I mean, it's been probably 20 years since I've had one. So,
Because I think Brian likes them.
Get.
I definitely don't see them
Yeah,
around
they're
as
gross.
much up here as I did down there.
Aren't they just like big Smarties, but like with less flavor?
Yeah, they're kind of like
They're
chalky.
disgusting. They're like eating chalk.
Yeah.
They're like Tums that don't settle your tum-tum.
Like if Tums were a wafer instead of like, yeah.
People just.
But they don't even taste as good as a Tums.
True.
It's true. There are some Tums that are just like really good. Like, oh, I have heartburn.
Yeah.
Oh, I still have heartburn.
I've been
find yourself
pregnant. I've
munching
eaten a lot of
Tums.
Tums.
I know.
What if I
Me too.
Tums were my friend.
Halloween?
Just handing out Tums.
Yeah. Just, there you go. Have this after you eat your candy. Like, I'm just looking out for you.
Good luck with your life.
What other Halloween subjects did we want to talk about?
Scary movies or scary scenes in not scary movies.
Okay.
Because, I mean, we could tackle both at the same time. Like, I feel like I've made mention, maybe I didn't, maybe I was just talking to other people with this, that I am not a fan of jump scares. However, when jump scares are quality jump scares, I am fine with them. And then I started thinking, like, there's a lot of movies that are not horror movies that have really good jump scares. And to give you an example of one that haunted me for a long time was in Independence Day when they're cutting open the alien exoskeleton carefully. You guys following me on this?
Uh-huh.
And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's just like...
Yeah, I do remember that.
Scared the shit out of me as a
That was kind of
kid.
gross.
Scared the shit out of me as an adult. That's a good jump scare. I'll give them that, because... Yeah.
I get it.
I kind of have a list of other ones.
I like a good jump scare whenever it's genuine. Like,
yes.
Whenever it's something... Like, I hate it whenever it's like, oh, it was the cat. Or...
That's exactly what I was going to say. If it's the cat, no. That is... You are discredited from the jump scare.
Yeah, and like if you watch The Conjuring, which is one of my favorite ghost films, like all the jump scares are genuine. So like it's like there's actually something there. So
yeah. And to use a recent example, I know Jordan saw it, but Shayna, did you see it?
No, because I don't watch scary movies.
Oh, so...
Because I'm a wiener.
Well, it is a heartwarming tale of how a clown...
brings together a group of kids.
Nice try.
It shows
You've
them
tried that before with me. Nice try.
Which is all true. Like, we're not lying.
No, I know.
It's just all in how you phrase it. So,
Just,
Shane, if you want, you can cover
I
your ears on this part. But like one of my favorite jump scares, I mean, it's still fresh in my mind, but of recent memory, it was in It.
Which part? I can't remember.
Okay, so I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, but in case any listener hasn't seen It, pause it right now. Go watch it. We have 3 viewers right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We're doing good. We're just setting records.
Damn.
Send us a tweet if you're watching.
Where the girl, what's her name? Bev, is being stalked by her own father in her house, and she runs and hides in the bathroom, yada, 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 triumphantly overpowers him. I'm being vague here. And it's a really good triumphant moment. You're just like, yeah! Suddenly effing clown. Just right there. Just like, oh, shit!
Yep. Yeah, I do remember that. That was a good one.
Real good. So, also, that was just a great movie, guys. And
not interested.
You should see. It really is a funny movie. Like it's hilarious. It's one of the funniest movies I've seen this year. Might be the funniest movie I've seen this year. Like Jordan. Laughing a lot of moments.
Yeah, no, it's the kid from Stranger Things who plays Richard Tozier had all of the solid lines on that one.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And he plays a wildly different character than he did in Stranger Things. So it was really funny. Going into the movie, I was like, man, I hope this doesn't remind me too much of Stranger Things. Smash cut to the kid from Stranger Things. Like, well, here we go. But it was really good. I did not hold that against the movie. But yeah, I like that jump scare. But then switching back to non-horror movies, Shayna, have you seen this? It's a small independent film. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't. But it's called Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I think I've heard of it.
All right, that one.
I may have seen it.
All right, I know it's pretty obscure. And so any listeners who haven't heard of or seen Jurassic Park, you might want to skip this segment too. But
yeah, we don't want to spoil anything.
A very unrelenting scene in that movie is when Dr. Sadler is in the bunker turning the power back on into the park. Again, it's another wildly triumphant moment. You know, all the lights start coming on. And she's like, we're back in business.
Business.
And that moment wrapped her right through the pipes, right next to her. And everybody poops themselves, but it gets better. Like, she runs because everyone just got terrified. And it's not like I have this movie memorized or anything. But
no, I'm sure you don't.
I have this
You know
movie
nothing about it.
memorized or anything. Runs down the catwalk, limping, turns around, hand falls on her shoulder, and you're like, oh good, someone's there to help her. Hand's not attached to anything.
I heard that they were doing a prequel to Jurassic Park.
Yeah? What's it called?
Triassic Park.
That was terrible.
That was ridiculous. That was a total dad joke.
KT Boundary Park. It's just ash everywhere.
All right, we just lost all 3 of our viewers.
We did.
And bye.
So
what about specifically Halloween themed movies that aren't from the Halloween franchise?
Like themed to Halloween.
Yeah, like
Ernest Scared Stupid.
Yeah.
Which actually terrified me as a kid. I'm not even joking. I thought that movie was...
I watched it when I was a kid. I haven't seen it since then.
I know that you mentioned it. Shayna, did you watch Ernest Scared Stupid?
Yeah, totally.
But that movie was terrifying. Except for the milk stuff.
Ernest Scared Stupid?
Yeah.
Yeah, not terrifying.
Do you remember whenever Jim Varney had his Saturday morning show? Just like the Ernest show?
No.
It was on like ABC. Forgot what it was called. I think it was just called Ernest.
No, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, like that's kind of what spawned all the Ernest movies. Because at the time, he was just like a comedian's character that he would play on stand-up or stage or something. And then he became the spokesperson for some kind of heating and air company in the 80s. And then he eventually just got his Saturday morning. It was like the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s.
Whoa. No, I didn't know that at all. And your Ernest knowledge is very surprising.
That's crazy.
I'll look it up after the show. So,
all right.
Shayna, anything specifically Halloween? Like movie or book or anything?
Not really.
Like Hocus Pocus?
Yeah, I'd consider that Halloween.
I like Hocus Pocus. I like to watch Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's a Christmas movie.
That's a Halloween movie.
Nope, man, it's a Christmas movie.
It's a Halloween movie.
And I'm losing my voice. I'm losing my voice, so I'm not going to argue with you guys.
Did you just say it's not real?
You said Hollow Missmas. Like that's not a real thing.
If you want to get really crazy with this, find out the exact time of the movie that Jack goes into Christmas Town and time it so that spot happens at midnight on Halloween. So you do kind of like the holiday crossover. So you go from Halloween time straight into Christmas time, completely ignoring Thanksgiving the way the stores intended it.
Yeah, well, no, I've actually been sitting on my couch, and the November 1st changeover at 12:01 and 10 seconds in the morning, saw my first damn Christmas commercial, which I'm not one of those people that are like, oh, Christmas is like, they're already advertising for Christmas, blah, blah, blah. Like, whatever. You got to get early holiday sales in. I get it.
Yeah.
But I saw that and I was like, oh, yep, there it is. Did not waste any time.
Yep.
Early as humanly possible.
Right.
Check.
I like Trick or Treat. Have you guys ever seen that?
I have not seen that.
That is required Halloween viewing. So Trick or Treat is done by Mike Doherty, who I guess was either some kind of producer or writer on the second X-Men movie, if I remember correctly, the one with Nightcrawler.
Yeah, the second one.
And the best way I can describe it is it's Pulp Fiction, but it takes place on Halloween night. So it's 4 or 5 different stories that all intertwine with one another, but each story is a myth or legend about Halloween. Like one story is, the small town's ghost story. The other one is you should always check the candy for poison or whatever. The other one, there's another one of, it's bad luck to take your Halloween decorations down before Halloween's over. Anyway, so all these stories, I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And all the stories kind of center around this one little character by the name of Sam, who is kind of like...
I've seen Sam. Sam's,
yeah.
I can't tell if he's adorable or creepy.
Oh, all of the above.
Okay,
and, Sam is kind of like the watcher of Halloween. Like he makes sure everybody is abiding by the rules of Halloween. And they either get the trick or the treat. So I highly recommend Trick or Treat.
I think I'll check that out.
You should.
You just raised a question. Are we allowed to do tricks anymore? I mean, kids ask every night.
That's what she said.
I mean...
But...
Yeah. You guys know where that phrase came from, right?
No.
It has something to do with a lot of the Halloween riots that happened in the early 20th century.
Wait, I know nothing about that either.
Yeah, there's in the early 20th century, there were a lot of kids and teenagers running around causing trouble on Halloween night because Halloween had the stigma of being, the mischief night and the night where ghosts came and blah, 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 blah. And a lot of town communities started to give out candy, and then all of the houses in the communities started to give out candy as a way to appease kids to not go around and cause trouble. So they would go and say trick or treat, and then you would get the treat because you went and got candy from them, as opposed to going out and then that's I'm paraphrasing. So it's
Wait, you saying there's like a lot more details that?
Yeah, there's a lot more details. Okay. There are 2 really good Halloween documentaries that you can watch on YouTube, and they're both from the History Channel. The first one is called The Haunted History of Halloween, and it's from the 1990s. So it's definitely dated, but it's got a lot of really good information. And it was all, I know whenever I say History Channel, that probably turns a lot of people off because people are like, oh, History Channel, all they do is talk about pawning stuff and driving trucks in the snow. But this was in the 90s whenever they were still doing history programming. So
like World War II documentaries.
Yeah, well, they've always done that.
I'm fine with that.
And there was another one that was I think it's about 10 years old now, and it's called The Real Story of Halloween, and it has a lot of the same info. It's just been updated. There's some new info in there as well, but you can find both of them on YouTube. I can send links because I actually have them saved to my YouTube account. So, But they're both worth watching. They're both very good.
Yeah, now I just want to watch that.
Yep, sounds cool.
Like, I love a good documentary. Everybody knows that. And I like Halloween.
Have you ever watched or read The Halloween Tree by Ray Bradbury?
No. Wait.
It's very good.
That is a thing in the Magic Kingdom, isn't it?
No.
Are you sure? Or Disneyland,
yes.
maybe?
They might have a Halloween tree, but Ray Bradbury wrote a book called The Halloween Tree.
I mean, I feel like there's a...
You can go to you can go to any bookstore. It's like a $5 book, and technically it's a kid's book. It's only like 100 and something pages long, so it's not. You can read it.
My alley.
Yeah, so you can read it in a day. It's not a very or particularly hard book to read, but I mean Ray Bradbury. I mean, he's a great author. And essentially it's about these kids who meet this kind of mystical guy, and he takes them on a trip through time and space. It's not Doctor Who.
Damn.
Yeah, and he kind of takes them through like time and space, and they experience Halloween from various like cultures of the past, and how all of it kind of fed into what the modern day Halloween, our modern day Halloween, or let me start that sentence over, and how it all feeds into our perception of the modern day Halloween. So, and then in the 90s,
Sheena okay?
did she trip over her beard?
You trim that thing.
Shayna, are you alive?
It wasn't me this time.
Gone. All right. She killed herself with a beard, which is the ultimate irony. But Cartoon Network did an animated feature in the 90s with it.
Oh.
And I think I actually had to order it. It was one of those made-to-order DVDs. If you order it directly from Warner Brothers, they just like burn it to a purple disc and just send it to you with printed out box art.
Oh, yeah, I remember that being a thing.
Yeah. So those are good. Those are good Halloween related stories.
Yeah, and speaking of that, I was actually correct. And the Halloween tree is at Disneyland, and this is straight from the Disney Parks blog. It just says right here, the tree, which is inspired by Ray Bradbury's 1972 fantasy novel, The Halloween Tree.
Oh, okay.
But, however, there is another Halloween tree.
On the Disney Dream? Because that's where I saw it.
Yep. That's what it says right here at the bottom of this article. If you're celebrating Halloween season aboard one of the 4 ships on the Disney Cruise Line, don't miss the pumpkin tree in the lobby that is inspired by the Halloween tree. So There you go.
I didn't realize that they were. I didn't realize that they were inspired, which I guess would kind of make sense because Ray Bradbury wrote the script for Spaceship Earth.
Spaceship Earth, yeah. Like he was a fan, and he got to see the Halloween tree before he died.
That's cool.
So yeah, look at that. Our non-Disney show, we just threw some Disney knowledge on you.
I just sprinkled it in there for you.
Just threw it in, just in case someone's like, "Where's the Disney?"
So I mean, I guess if we're talking about movies and Halloween, we obviously can't pass up the Halloween franchise.
We could.
I mean, we could, but I don't want to.
Well, maybe some of us haven't seen any of them.
Really? Like at all?
Not
really?
Yeah. I just know the guy from Saturday Night Live goes around and kills people wearing a
No, that's not the same Michael Myers. It is not.
You know what? That was
it's not Gunter from Sprockets.
What movie just made that joke? Was it Baby Driver?
I still haven't seen Baby Driver.
I think it was.
I haven't seen it.
It was filmed right down the road from me too.
It was like, I think it was Baby Driver when they went to go rob a bank and they're like, "Hey, everyone get Michael Myers masks," and they all had Austin Powers masks. It was so good. So, but yeah, no, Captain Kirk mask, really.
Yeah.
Worn by Michael Myers, not Mike Myers.
Yep.
And and Jamie Lee Curtis was in it. That's the extent of my knowledge. And then Rob Zombie made it.
The first one is really good. The second one's all right. And then the third one was a complete departure because it had nothing to do with the Michael Myers character.
That was the Season of the Witch.
Season of the Witch. So the third one is not the best Halloween film, but it's my favorite Halloween film. The franchise was actually started as an anthology series.
Yeah, each one was supposed to be different, right?
Right. So each one was supposed to be a story that just took place on Halloween night. It just so happened that the first one they did was Michael Myers, and fans really reacted to that character, so they had to cash in and be like, oh, we need to make another one with this character. So Halloween 2 was another Michael Myers film. But whenever the third one came around, they were like, oh, let's go back to our idea of doing this anthology thing. And when they did, everyone was like, well, where the hell's Michael Myers?
Yeah, so, you can't do that on the third one.
Right. So when the fourth one came back, there was like, okay, we're back to Michael Myers. But the third one is my favorite. You can definitely tell it was filmed in 1983. I could tell you that, or 82, or whatever it was. But if you watch it, it just screams Halloween from the 80s. Just everything about it, just the masks and the costumes that everybody was wearing. I don't want to spoil the plot in case anybody wants to see it, but it's it's not the best Halloween film because the first one still holds up really well.
What about the remakes?
I haven't seen any of the remakes.
Oh,
so
I don't want to judge.
But the third one is definitely worth a watch.
Noted. And you could start with that one. Because it has nothing to do with anything.
A text.
Shayna is losing her voice and she has to go. I assume we were supposed to announce that.
Yeah, I can't. I can't even. I'm losing my voice.
You really are.
Are you really allergic to Josh's beard?
I really think I am.
Take some Benadryl and go to bed.
And some Tums.
Yeah, I know. I've been feeling shitty all day. I gotta go.
All right, go get some rest.
I want to hang out, but I can't.
Bye, Shayna.
Bye.
Okay, bye, guys.
Feel better.
Thanks.
Now it's the Jake and Jordan show. Starring me, Jake, and my sidekick, Jordan.
Jordan.
It's the Jake and Jordan show.
The Jake and Jordan show. Happy Halloween on the Jake and Jordan show.
It's a very special episode.
No, but it's so Halloween 3 is not it's not the greatest, but it's my favorite for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, before we get away from slasher films, I would be remiss to not bring up Friday the 13th, which I've seen a few. However, my favorite one. Don't laugh at me.
Takes Manhattan?
What? No, that was the Muppets.
No, wait, hold on. Well, what movie did I watch?
What the hell do the Muppets and Jason Voorhees have in common? They both took Manhattan.
They did.
No, my favorite one, though, was... holy shit, I almost said Muppets from Space. No. Go the other way. Freddy versus Jason.
I saw that one in the theater.
I can't even tell you how much. It was awful. That is a terrible movie. I loved it so much.
I don't even remember. I remember seeing it in the theater, but I don't remember.
They did exactly what they needed to do, and they had it was awful, but they went so over the top. The last fight was just this is ridiculous.
Man.
The funny thing is, I took one of my friends, a group of us went, but this one friend, we went and watched it. It's basically an action movie. I don't think it even qualifies as a horror movie. For some reason, this one friend was terrified. It scared him. We were just what? I don't remember anything scary from this movie. It was just a bloody gore fest of two horror icons fighting each other, which took 10 years to make. Because at the end of Jason Goes to Hell, you see Freddy Krueger's hand pull his mask to hell, and then everyone's here we go, they're gonna do it. And then 10 years later,
yeah, Yeah, is that how that ended? I never saw that one.
Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah.
I
So
only saw the ending.
if I'm being honest, like I know I've seen some of the Friday the 13th movies. I cannot remember for the life of me which ones. I distinctly remember the one where he's in New York, and I know at some point he's running in the sewers, and like that's all I remember. So like it's been so long since I've seen them that I would essentially be watching them again for the first time.
Well, what's funny though is it kind of did the opposite of the Halloween movies because, like in the first Friday the 13th, I mean, is it a spoiler now for a 40-year-old movie about who the killer was?
Well, it was his mom. I know that.
Right, but that's like the weird thing is like the anti-Halloween because it's like his mom's the killer. We need to make a sequel and we need to cash in on a villain.
Right.
It's like Jason wasn't even the villain until the second one. He didn't even get the hockey mask until the third one. In the second one, he just had a burlap sack. So it's just, yeah. It's just funny how they went the opposite way.
Huh.
Which, by the way, the first Friday the 13th is pretty good. And is it wrong?
No, I mean, I need to go back and rewatch that. Like, again, it's been forever.
If you're going to watch camp-related slasher flicks, we would be remiss to not mention Sleepaway Camp.
Man, that's one I haven't seen in forever. Again, that's one of those I haven't seen that I won't remember. If I watched it again, I wouldn't remember anything.
But you remember the ending. I'm not going to say what the...
No.
Well.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Sleepaway Camp.
I think I have a copy of it at work. I can bring it home
and the listeners
watch
too. If you know anything about Sleepaway Camp, don't tell anyone. Just go watch it. It's so much better not knowing anything. So good. I'm glad we had this discussion. How long is this episode? Like,
I don't know. Did we put a cap on it? Like, what other Halloween stuff do we have to talk about? So we did candy. We're doing scary movies.
I did want to touch on haunted houses, like walkthroughs.
Let's talk about haunted houses, and we'll do costumes.
So we're so bad at disaster hours that we don't even know how long an hour is.
Disaster hour-ish, give or take.
I mean, that's what happens when it's the Jake and Jordan show.
Well, let's do costumes first, real quick.
All right, cool. Because I was just at a Halloween store and I could vouch. I can vouch there are costumes.
And I mean, I know this is probably like I don't want this to come off as a man. Halloween costumes sure have changed from when I was a kid, but
no, I'm gonna follow you on this.
No, like I like the fact that like how in-depth Halloween costumes are now, because as a kid, that's what I always wanted. Like whenever I would go, so in Louisiana, in my hometown. We never really had a costume store. Like we ended up having some kind of masquerade store open up years later, like a year before I moved up to Atlanta. But we never had a costume store. So anytime you wanted to go buy a costume, you had to go to either the local Walmart or the local drugstores. So like, do you remember, I don't know if you have these out in the West, but like K&B. K&B drugstores. It was definitely like a Southern thing.
We had KB Toys.
They all turned. I used to work for KB Toys.
Really?
Yeah, it was my first job.
Nice.
They all turned into Rite Aids. I think they were all acquired by Rite Aid. I don't know if you have Rite Aids out there.
Yes, we have Rite Aids.
Okay, so K&B was acquired by Rite Aids, but whenever I was growing up, it was K&B Drugs, and that's where you would go to get all of your costumes, but they weren't like the super elaborate costumes. They were all like the Collegeville and the Ben Cooper costumes. You would know if you Google Collegeville or Ben Cooper costumes, you know what I'm talking about. It's like that vinyl suit that you step into that you tie behind your neck.
Oh, yeah.
Then you have that cheap plastic mask with the paint on it that was always like fluorescent and would like show up under a black light.
Yeah.
So like that's all I had growing up as a kid were these kind of costumes. And I distinctly remember I had a GoBots costume like that.
A GoBot costume.
So yeah, it was the Transformer knockoff.
I know what GoBots are. But I like that you had a cheap costume. Like, it's so meta.
I had a cheap costume of the cheap version. Yeah.
I love that so much.
But when I moved up here, like there were places like Party Cities and I guess I started noticing like all the the Spirit of Halloween stores that would pop up.
Yeah.
And going into a Spirit of Halloween store is an absolute treat for me. So where I got my David Pumpkin suit.
It's true. I saw it on the back wall today.
Yeah.
I honestly thought that's what you were going to wear tonight.
I almost did, but I thought I would save it. But yeah, no, like, so what was your favorite Halloween costume that you ever wore growing up? Like, do you have a Halloween costume where you're like, man, like looking back, it probably wasn't a good costume, but the fact that you wore it, like you were just like really happy that you wore that costume when you were a kid?
Oh gosh, this is dumb and kind of goes against what I was gonna say, but when I was in 7th grade, I got the Scream ghost face mat, like the whole
I had that too.
Like, it was such a good costume.
Yeah, I had that too, and I had it in 7th grade as well.
Well, I think that was like the year after the movie came out. But a lot of people had it. But like, it was. They still sell this costume. I just saw it, but it's like I feel like the quality is not as good. Like, I felt like that one was a really good quality costume.
So, the one that I bought, I actually had to go out of my way and buy a different mask because the mask that came with it was really cheap, and like the latex or the silicone that it was made out of was like whenever you take something made out of that material and you mold it a certain way and it stays like that for a while, and you try to, I guess, unmold it, it stays like folded over or whatever. Yeah. So it was the same thing with the mask. So like the mask had like the mouth kind of folded back up to its face, and it was like laying like that for God knows how long, and then it just wouldn't straighten out. So I had to go out of my way, and I spent an extra $20 on a higher quality mask, and it had like the thicker material for the face, and it was definitely worth the investment. But I had to buy that costume in 2 installments. So like I had to buy the costume and then had to buy the mask.
Which is a big deal for a 7th grader.
Right. Because I didn't have a job.
But no 7th grader has a job. We have laws against that. But like looking back through your childhood, I feel like there's costumes. I don't think it's that way anymore because like nowadays kids' costumes are all like licensed characters.
Uh-huh.
But like back then, like from my memory, like one year I was a clown, another year I was a hobo, then there was the Bela Lugosi style vampire. And I just feel like everyone kind of cycled through these. I had a skeleton one year, but then like I just ragged on, licensed characters, and then my favorite costume I had was a licensed character.
Right. So I had that GoBots one. I feel like I had another one of those crazy like Collegeville Ben Cooper costumes, but I know one year I was a ninja.
A ninja, also another one that people saw. I was never a ninja, but
yeah, I was a ninja one year, and it was also my sister, who's 13 years older than me. She was actually living in Japan at the time, and she actually sent me this like faux ninja medallion, and she was like, "This is what ninjas wear here," and of course I believed it because I'm like. Because I'm 7, right?
She's from Japan. She must know what she's talking about.
Yeah, she's like, and or maybe I was 9 or 10. Yeah. I think I was closer to 10. Anyway, I was so kind of going back to our Jason conversation. One year, I decided I wanted to go as Death, but stupid me was just like, oh, I'll just get a hockey mask and I'll wear a hoodie. But I'm not Jason. I'm the Grim Reaper. But I was just running around in a hockey mask and in a black hoodie, and then people were like, "Oh, are you Jason?" I'm like, "No, I'm the Grim Reaper," and like that was all I had. Like no, obviously, like looking back, I was like, of course, I was just Jason Voorhees. Like, what was I thinking?
For like halfway through the night, you should just been like, yes.
Yeah. Let's see.
No, I'm Jordan.
Yeah. I distinctly remember I was Wolverine one year. I had the cheese, and I think that was my first faux professional-ish pre-made costume that I went to a place and bought, was that Wolverine costume. And the year after that, I think I was Darth Vader.
Nice.
Yeah. And I that was also another 2-part. Like, I bought the mask that came with the costume wasn't that good, so I ended up spending my allowance on a better mask that was like $25.
And this is when you were 27 years old.
This was yesterday. But yeah, that's all I really remember.
Yeah, I feel like, why do I only remember like 6 costumes? I know I had more than 6 Halloweens.
Yeah. Whenever I moved up to Georgia and I started doing Halloween stuff within like the last 10 years, whenever Chelsea and I started dating, I was really big into face painting for Halloween and trying to get like really cool zombie or ghoul face paint. And I would go, there's a place in Marietta, Georgia, which is about 20 minutes away from me, called Eddie's Trick Shop. And it's open year round, but you can just go and get like face paint and like prosthetics there. And I was like super into that. So I wanted to see how I could perfect my face painting skills for Halloween. So I did that for a good like 5 or 6 years.
Did you get like really good at it?
I went all in on one year, and I have a picture. I'll send it to you, and I'll also post it on my Twitter for the listeners. But it was the year after Walking Dead had debuted, and I didn't want to do a zombie, but I wanted to do a ghoul. But of course, everybody was like, "Oh, you're just a zombie." I'm like, "No, I'm not. Like, you're not paying attention to the whole aesthetic I've got going on."
You're not respecting. I'm obviously the Grim Reaper. I'm not Jason.
Yeah, right, exactly. I did the pale face paint, and then I put black. Like, I made it look like my eyes were sunken in, and I did the paint all the way around my ears, my throat, the top of my chest, and I did it all the way up to my arms too, because I wore long sleeves, but I kind of had them pushed up a little bit. But then I had this black paint that I actually just found 2 days ago when I was cleaning out underneath my sink in my bathroom, and I had to throw it out because it was all dry. Like, I hadn't used it since then. I took all of the black paint and I put it on the bottom of my bottom lip, and I just poured it down my chin, so it all dripped on my shirt. So it just looked like I was oozing like just this black ooze from my mouth. And I put some on my fingers as well to make it look like my fingers were all nasty and dirty. So that was probably a good 2 hours worth of getting ready with because you'd have to put the face paint on, and then you'd have to put powder over it to set it. Otherwise, like the grease paint will like smear and move around when you sweat. So I was like reading all the tricks of the trade about how to set it and how to, yeah. So like I went all in one year.
What? Wow. And you were cool.
Like,
and nobody even recognized you as a ghoul.
And everyone was just like, "Oh, it's a nice zombie." I'm like, "Ah, damn it." Look, I have a picture. I'll find it. What about you?
What about me?
I guess you answered that question. So I guess we can go on to haunts, unless you want. No, continue then.
No, I was just gonna say, like, 1 year. This is in high school. This is like dumb saying this, but I'm a big Misfits fan, and they're like my Halloween.
Why is that dumb? Often the Misfits are good.
No, they are. Yeah, no. But 1 year I was just like, I'm just gonna be a misfit for Halloween.
So did you do like the Crimson Ghost face paint, or?
No, I just did like the black under the eyes and tried to do the devil lock hair, even though the hair was not long at all.
Oh yeah.
And then I wore a black shirt. That was me going all in on something. Then I look at old pictures of the Misfits, and I'm like, oh, that's basically what they did. So I nailed it. I did. But yeah, not the whole Crimson Ghost thing. But anyway, let's roll right into haunted houses because I really like haunted houses. What do you call them? Do you call them haunted houses?
I mean, I think the generic term is haunted houses, but I guess it could kind of be mistaken for, potential actual haunted houses. I feel like the new slang is like the haunts. Like
the haunts?
Yeah, because I have some people who work at some of our local staged haunted houses, and they just say, "Oh, I'm working at the haunt tonight."
Oh, okay. Yeah, when you put it in that context, that I think I have heard that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sending you those pictures right now.
Oh, okay. You found them.
Yeah, these are from 2010, so these are 7 years old, and I'll post them on Facebook.
I got a text from Jordan. Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter, that one.
Oh yeah, that's a really good zombie costume.
Damn it.
No, that's exactly. Well, yeah, that's exactly the way you described it.
Yeah. It was like I was trying to go for like a ghoul, like like.
You had a lot of hair.
Beard or something. Yeah, I grew. Yeah, my hair is really long in that one. That's not the longest my hair's been.
Really?
Yeah. Do you have back to haunts? Do you have like a lot of staged haunted houses in Utah, or is that like a big no-no when like considering the
the conservative atmosphere?
Yeah, like the religious conservative atmosphere. I bet you have a lot of hell houses there.
Just whorehouses.
Okay.
No, we have I know one for sure. It's the good one. Sometimes the Family Fun Center does one, but I've never been to that one. But the good one's pretty good. But it's just at the corn maze. But it's not the corn maze. The corn maze is a separate thing. It's a corn maze. But then they have the Field of Screams, which is like it's a walkthrough. Like you go through like different rooms and stuff, like your traditional haunt. Now you got me saying it. And it's like really good for what it is, because I've also been to really good ones elsewhere that I will bring up. And it's just like they do what they can, and they do a good job with what they did. And every year it gets a little better. And I haven't been for a couple of years now. So
are you planning on going this year? You got like 2 weeks.
I know. I'm planning on it. I just need to get out there and do it. But
just go for it. Yeah,
but also another thing is down in Las Vegas, which is the closest city to me, at Circus Circus, they have Circus Circus. Does everyone know what Circus Circus is?
I have no idea what that is.
The casino hotel.
Okay.
Themed to a circus, which is a terrible theme, really. But they have their own theme park there. Like it's in this big pink glass dome. It has a roller coaster and everything inside of it. And at Halloween time, it turns into like they basically do what all the theme parks do and make haunts and mazes and stuff through it. But I've never been to it, so that's all I can say about it. But along those lines, the best ones I've ever been to was one year I went to Six Flags Magic Mountain at Halloween time and went to their Fright Fest. And it was me and Matt and Tim from, previously known on this here show. And I don't remember one of the mazes. One was just a generic scare you maze. But my favorite one was a clown maze. And this is like 2002. So I feel like clowns weren't the big thing yet. I'm kind of tired of clowns now.
Right.
But this maze was so well done, like all the stuff they did and like the misdirection that they would do. Have you ever been to a theme park Frightmares or Fright Fest or whatever?
So I've never. We had Six Flags in Georgia, but I've actually never, believe it or not, never gone to their Fright Fest, and I'm hoping to squeeze it in before Halloween this year. It depends on how much the ticket is, because I'm still playing catch up on my bills for being out of town for 11 days. But I've actually never experienced it. So I want to. But yeah, I'm aware of the stuff that goes on.
Yeah, I feel like at least out here on this side of the country, the big ones to go to is, and I'm sure it's the same over there, is Universal. But
I still have yet to do a Fright Fest, but there's something here that I'm actually going this weekend. Jeremy, Ryan, and it's like the whole crew of It's All in My Head, and a couple other people are all getting together, and we're doing our annual trip. We have a haunt out here called Netherworld.
Oh, I remember you did something about it last year.
Yeah,
I saw videos from it. Where was that on?
Facebook? I think we did Facebook Live for the podcast there. So Netherworld is kind of like the haunt in Atlanta. It's always the top rated. It's always like even nationally, it always makes like top 10 lists. And I think it's actually like popped out at number 1 on a couple of those national lists as well. And rightfully so. Like the people who own it like throw money at it, and it just like every time I go, like I know they recycle a lot of the same props, but the way they reposition it and rebuild the haunts every year, it keeps me coming back. And so how they normally do it, they have 2 haunts, and there's a smaller one and then the big one, and each year they have different themes. And I always get the combo ticket because I mean I'm not going to just go and do one. I mean, if I'm going to go there and have fun, like I'm going to do both of them. So I always try to do the smaller one first, which tends to be a little bit more gory and hardcore. They do a little bit more risque stuff. Like sometimes they'll have like sparks igniting every so often, or they'll do like a lot more of the more grotesque costumes. Like somebody who was turned inside out or something like that, or like a lot of Clive Barker-ish stuff. Wow. It's kind of like the best way I can describe it. But
the Price is Right.
Yeah, but the main haunt that they know, which is in the big warehouse, they kind of hit all the buttons. They usually do a little bit of grotesque, but they do like medieval, they do castle stuff, they do swamp stuff, forests. So they kind of hit like all like the classic horror genre and or all the classic horror genres. This year it's kind of special. It's a little bit bittersweet because it's the last year in its current location.
Oh.
And they're moving, but it's for the better. They're moving a little bit further away towards Stone Mountain, Georgia, which is probably about 30 minutes longer away, maybe, but they have a much bigger facility. Ooh. So that means bigger haunts next year and so forth. Something else that's really cool about it, and I feel like I'm a spokesperson for Netherworld, and I'm really not. They didn't pay me to say any of this.
They should.
Yeah, they should. Netherworld, give me some tickets for free.
I'd accept that payment.
I would. They also are like opening other stuff that will be open year round. Like I think they just opened up like a slew of escape rooms or something.
Oh, I've never been to an escape room, but I've always wanted to.
I've been to one. It was fun. We did not escape.
You're still there.
Yeah. I kind of helped. But that's the one. That's the big one that I've been to. Like I don't think I've done any of the other ones. I mean, we have like corn mazes. Actually, there was a corn maze about 1.5 miles away from my house that I would go to every year, but they sold it last year to a different company.
Oh.
And that company does not do the corn maze, or they sold their farm to a company, and I guess they acquired more land a little bit further north, but I guess it takes a while to grow corn. So
yeah,
they're slowly trying to get corn grown for like their new location's corn maze. But I did do, and I'll shut up after this, I promise.
No, you're fine.
I did do a haunted corn maze, which is in a town a little bit further north of me called Ellijay, which is, if you've ever watched Squidbillies, I'm pretty sure Squidbillies takes place in Ellijay, Georgia.
I was thinking of Bubble Guppies.
No. But they were some person up there was doing a haunted corn maze, and of course they had some people dressed up and had some cool props, and they would jump out and scare you. And that one was worth the drive. I did like, and it was like super cheap too. It was like $10 a person. So I thought for LJ, Georgia, for $10, like that was a quality haunted corn maze.
So like, how does that work in a maze? Because I'm thinking of how corn mazes are, and like you backtrack a lot. Are you just like going back and turning into Groundhog Day, but like there's a guy in the skeleton costume, there's the Grim Reaper,
yeah,
coming out of this corner.
If I'm remembering correctly, there was a lot of signs that said "go this way" or "this way," or
Oh, so it was like slightly guided.
Yeah. I think it was more of a, they say maze, but yeah, they kind of pointed you in the right direction.
Oh, okay.
Or like if you were going the wrong way, like the people in costume would be like, "Not that way." Yeah.
Oh, what?
What?
No,
that was it.
I just got to thinking about that, and like the logistics of it. But I like a good corn maze. Like I said earlier, we have that here too, and it changes every year. But I mean, it's kind of funny. I guess do corn mazes count as Halloween time? Because that seems to be the only time they're around.
Yeah.
But I just like the mentality of like, let's go pay $10 or whatever and go get lost for an hour.
Yeah.
Oh,
the corn maze that used to be by me that was sold, they would also do for like an extra $5. You could get into. They had their haunted barn, so they kind of converted their oversized barn into a walk-through haunt, and that was worth the $5 upgrade, I thought.
Yeah, for $5,
yeah,
like you can't. Even if it was just like okay, you're just like it's $5, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just funny how you can go from like haunted barn all the way up to like Universal Horror Nights and everything in between. And as long as you're getting a good value for what you paid, they're fun. I think they're a lot of fun.
No, I agree. Next year, the Mickey Mutineer haunted corn maze.
We're gonna buy a field and
somewhere in the middle of Nebraska.
Yeah, where corn is cheap or not. And the maze is just going to be one big dick. But
all right, well, I think that's our show.
Yeah, I think it's as good a place as any. Corn maze dick.
Let's just end on the big dick.
And with that, we don't have any ending to Disaster Hours, so thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Disaster. Bye, everybody.